Well, we'll open the post later. It looks as if we have a few deliveries. And some fiscal affairs for later. Come in, come in. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you could find your way here. Would you like some coffee? I have nice hot coffee. For just such a day like today. It's very blustery outside. You can hear the wind, but don't worry, it cannot penetrate our magical library. And what would coffee be without biscuits? I've got some lovely biscuits that go with coffee, not too sweet, and some dipped in chocolate. There you are. We'll set those there. Now, how are you finding your way around? And how are you getting on with your project? That's good to hear. You've done some exploring. I see you've attracted some of our book sprites and spirits of the archives. And you've come to recognize all the ways to get from here to there with your special guidebook and key, and not the least with your compass. You'll notice that this library exists in its own space-time, and only chosen archivists possess this ability to travel between realms, to traverse the many worlds and penetrate the time continuum itself as you carry out your work here. In fact, there are many things about this library that we are still discovering, and that's why we keep in touch with each other like this. You have this very special ability, which is why you were chosen to work on our temporal anomaly project and attempt to stabilize this one section of our archives that's been affected, to find and collaborate with our Professor Barbie, whom we haven't heard from for some time. So, have you heard from him yet? You're having a little bit of trouble locating things in space-time. You'll get used to your compass. Don't worry. And your guidebook. And today, I will give you something else that will make it more easily understandable and hopefully help you with your research. Oh, the compass does behave weirdly at times. Some librarians have put out theories about this, and some have even mapped the places in the library where it happens. And we do have some precocious talents who are able to bend it, as it were. So you will meet all of these archivists who are working on this. But do remember, it is a magic compass. Oh, Georges. This is one of the book sprites that has befriended you, I see. Some will follow you around. I see you've attracted Georges. This is Georges, and he will be your personal helper and friend, and you will see why in a moment. Georges loves biscuits, and especially the pastries, so I'm sure that in no time you will, with him, have found the bakery. Some of the things in the library you might already have noticed. Light at times comes from unknown sources in some places, and time passes differently in different sections. But you must never be afraid of getting lost or of untoward events, because an archivist who has taken the oath which you have is completely safe from harm and untouchable by any magic we know that will seek to harm you. Georges will be your guide. I've received quite a lot of posts when it was known that you were coming in today. So these are some lists that I think will help you. There's some of these sources and their locations that will help you get started. The seals open with your touch. There you are. And when you are looking for something in this library, you'll learn that you have to go about it in a roundabout way. Dimensions do different things, and there are still dimensions that we have not found yet, but we know they're there. Some that we know little about, and some that we cannot access yet. Each archivist has special individual talents. Something has just arrived for you, and I'd like to present you with it today. It's in our special library pouch. These will carry your post through portals. You see, it's a special book, and it's locked. Georges, come on, Georges. We need Georges in order to open it. Georges has chosen to be your companion. No matter where or when you are, Georges will always find you. He and his sister Fricka, who is much more placid, will guard this, your book. Inside, you will find notes from everyone working on the temporal anomaly with you. There will be messages, research notes, letters, and even mail. Would you like to unlock it? Well done. It will only unlock when Georges and Fricka are there with you. And they'll always be there when you need them. So you needn't worry about anyone seeing it who shouldn't. You have all the time in the world to peruse the pages and unlock all of its secrets. So go ahead. Only you and Georges can open it. Would you like to see if you have any mail or messages? Oh my, look at all of the things, all of the messages you have. That is quite a lot. So I will allow you to have your coffee and biscuits and peruse your mail in peace. If you have any questions, I'm right here, and if you need any help, Georges and Fricka are always by your side. As you go through the notes and the mail, you will be able to decide which line of inquiry you will follow first as our special archivist. Henri II, Henri de France. I wonder what that could mean. Professeur, j'aime Barbie to my new assistant archivist. colleague, welcome to the Magnetic Anomaly Project. We are so pleased that such a talent will join our group. You will by now have met Georges. He is to be your particular assistant, and soon you will become familiar with all of the ways in which he can help you. Indeed, he's a magic dragon. I apologize that I cannot meet you yet in person, as I am currently engaged in a somewhat involved endeavor that has some dimensions I must explore and address, for it seems to hold an important key that will solve our entire puzzle. I dare not leave such a delicate position, lest the window of opportunity dissipate. When I have established the solution, then I shall return with some significant information. In the meantime, please feel free to use my study as you begin your work. I shall send you everything you require at the appropriate interval, with great anticipation of meeting you and continuing our work together, Professor Barbie. There seem to be a few here that perhaps we'll save for later. I think of a more, less important. Look at this. Don't let Georges eat all the pastries. And it's unsigned. Well, we'll have to remember that. This one is unaddressed. It's very short. It must have been written quickly. It is with great humility and gratitude that I have undertaken my duties at these archives, not the least because of the tremendous volume of material and assistance I have received with such generosity from Lord Kurt A. Evans. Kurt. I seem to remember having heard that name before. Kurt A. Evans. Is that the Arthur Evans who was working in the papyrus department and linguistics? I wonder. A journal. We won't know whose journal this is until we open it, but it's sealed. I think I should save that for when we are in Barbie's study and we can have all of the material at hand. This one has something with it. A London Gazette. Oh, that's curious. Let's see if this gives us a clue. Am on to Orestes and Philaris. Caroline was correct in her assessment. M. Well, that's rather cryptic as well. Caroline. I wonder if that's the Caroline that Our Lady of the Library. Oh, look. John, Lord Harvey, was made Lord Privy Seal. May 9th, 1741. Well, that's something to keep in mind as well. This is proving very interesting. What have we here? A Greek and Latin. Looks like metaphysics. Professor Filippo Fabri's volume 13 on metaphysics and time missing from section Gone in Search of It are. Volume 13 on metaphysics. Filippo Fabri from Padua was and is working here at the library from time to time at the archives. I wasn't aware he had 13 volumes. I only know of 12. Who is R, who has gone in search of the missing 13th volume? And in honesty, I have not heard from Professor Fabry for some time. So there's another mystery to follow up. Let's see what notes are in the book. Ah, look at this. Arms of our founder, the Marchesa demi Alloyota di San Vincenzo e Piero. She has a very long story, and she is quite a librarian. And here she's written a note. Recruited English student who picked up compass in Malta. Delivered to archives in Venice. Lady A. And look, this is one of her favorite paintings. It's an ancient fresco. Do you see the boats and the people? And look, it's very long. You can see how long the procession goes. It's a great celebration. And they had lights and bells on the boats, and the people seemed to be very happy. If you've ever heard the Marchesa speaking about this, you'd think she was there herself, and at times I don't doubt that she was. She said it was one of the happiest times. And here we have a note from someone named Sum. I've heard the Marchesa speak of Sum. And Kirt. Where once grand ships sailed in peace and splendor, they will sail again, have faith. Sum. You will notice notes appearing on the pages from time to time. Some of them remain invisible except to your touch, while others will just appear when they are written. So a blank page can be deceptive. It's not necessarily blank. So in these pages are all the notes and research from people throughout time and place who are working together presently on this temporal anomaly. People like yourself who have a special talent for traversing worlds, for looking for information, finding bits and pieces and putting them together. You can see that some of them were very serious. Here's one. Who's mapped Halley's Comet, and it looks like pinpointing some longitude. What else do we have? Ah, these men. They were so funny. In fact, I'm not sure that they got anything significant done, but they have left their mark, you can see. Victor Hugo always likes to put an ink drawing in, and of course Alexandre Dumas. Traveling, they took Jules Verne on a sail aboard Malay, and I think I haven't seen them since. A jolly group, that. More notes to peruse and find clues from all times. Something on animals. That might be worth translating as well. And one of our more fanciful archivists, Oberon's shield. The shagpat and the sword, the scale of thought. I think this will fall in with the metaphysical section, perhaps. Perhaps this is our mysterious. Was it? No. Was this one? I wonder if R is the one who's contributed Oberon's shield to our research notes. I'll just stick that in there. And remember that George should not eat all the pastries. And there is the professor's letter. This one. Lord Kurt. Lord Kurt. I wonder if that's the Marques's brother. I'll put that in there. If you haven't heard the Marques's story, there is a Maltese clockmaker who can tell you more about our mysterious Marquess of the library. This, I think, we'll put Georges back here. Lord Harvey, Lord John Harvey and Caroline. I wonder if that has to do with Princess Caroline. I know that the Marquesa spent a lot of time in England with the two princesses, and Caroline was her best friend for that time. So we have quite a bit to follow up on. There is the library oath for the magical library. and it truly is a magical oath. You will have noticed the sparkles when you took it, because not only does it bind you to your word, but it protects you as a member of the archives. So we have a few mysteries yet to chase down. We don't yet know from whom some of these things are, but we can be certain that they've been included for a very important reason. As it's blustery outside, perhaps you and Georges can explore some more and use your compasses to find Professor Barbie's study, where no doubt there will be more research notes and pieces of the puzzle. I look forward to seeing you again, my friend. Good luck.